You remember coming home to an empty house, keys in your hand, silence in the rooms, and a note on the fridge that said, "Be back later." No one checking your homework. No one asking how your day was. You figured it out because you had to. And somewhere deep inside you started believing, maybe I was never meant to be the priority. That quiet independence, that emotional self-sufficiency, it didn't feel like strength, it felt like being forgotten. But what if that's not the truth? What if the thing you've been quietly carrying is actually the reason you're built for a world most people can't handle? Here's the reframe. You are not the forgotten generation. You are the self-forged generation. Gen X didn't grow up with constant validation, so you developed something far more powerful, internal authority. This wasn't neglect, it was forced adaptation. And adaptation is where real strength is born. You were sold this idea that success comes from guidance, mentorship, and constant support. That without those things you're somehow behind. But that's the old map. Because while others were raised in greenhouses, you were raised in the wild. And here's the truth. Greenhouse plants grow fast, but wild plants grow resilient. Your instincts to rely on yourself, to question systems, to stay emotionally guarded, that wasn't dysfunction. That was intelligent survival. Psychology calls this adaptive resilience, the ability to develop strength in unpredictable environments. And paired with that is something even more powerful, self-determination theory, the drive to act from internal motivation, not external approval. You learned early, no one's coming, so you move anyway. Think about the entrepreneur who builds a business from scratch, no safety net, no applause, just instinct and persistence. Or the leader who stays calm in chaos while others panic. That's not luck, that's your wiring. Because growing up without constant direction forced your brain to develop problem-solving autonomy. You didn't just learn to survive, you learned to figure things out. But here's the trap. Even now, you might feel stuck, like you're doing everything alone, like asking for help feels unnatural, even weak. That's the shadow side of independence. So here's your strategy. The 3-part Reclaim framework. 1. Audit your isolation. Ask yourself, where am I choosing to struggle alone when I don't have to? 2. Selective trust. You don't need everyone. Just 2, 3 aligned people you allow into your process. 3. Leverage your autonomy. Use your self-reliance not to isolate, but to lead and build. Case study. A Gen X professional felt stuck in a corporate role for years. Highly capable, but never asked for mentorship, never networked. Once they applied this shift, keeping their independence but strategically connecting, they didn't just grow, because now they had both. Self-reliance support. In biology, there's a concept called stress adaptation. Systems exposed to challenge don't weaken, they evolve to handle greater pressure. That's you. You weren't overprotected, you were pressure-tested. And in a world that's becoming more uncertain, more chaotic, more independent, guess who thrives? Not the most supported, not the most guided, but the ones who can stand alone and still move forward. This isn't just strength, it's future-proofing. So stop apologizing for being too independent. Stop shrinking your resilience to fit softer expectations. You're not distant, you're self-sufficient. You're not behind. You're operating on a different system. You're not broken. You were just built for a different kind of world. If this hit you, drop a comment, self-forged, and share this with someone who grew up figuring it out alone.